What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in the age of information, the ability to misinform people has never been greater. So in this video, I'm going to quickly take a look at 4 projects that I've been asked about that are prominent. And we're going to try and look at basic visual things. This is the kind of research you need to do on every single project. You cannot love crypto. Crypto doesn't love you back. Therefore, only critical thinking will succeed in this space. That's why I try to bring you this information as much as I can. Now, the first one I'm going to look at here, if you look at this, right, what you see here is Epic Chain. Now, of course, I do have some questions on the white paper. As always, you have to. The rise is great. And of course, since Epic is right now at a brilliant buy price, what are the latest metrics investors are looking at? And one thing that sets these types of tokenomics and these types of projects apart is the first thing you want to do is ask yourself, when you look at the range from these early buys, right? Ask yourself, was anyone dumping this token because it went lovely? The chart is absolutely how you want to chart, pump, a retest, and exactly continuation like this, right? So from this perspective, I am absolutely fine with it. You can see here how the chart has consistently been in this direction, right? Like it's literally just been in a straight line direction. I do like that. I do like that a lot. And I do feel like sometimes we don't give projects enough credit once they do this type of price action for a while, because nobody believes in the project then, right? Nobody really believed. When this dip happened, I can tell you right now, a lot of people ejected. It's just human nature. That's all it is. So this shows that the consolidation of this chart was great before the breakout. Now that's probably to do with the marketing news and the fact that everybody started to realize that Epic Chain was doing what it was doing and positioning itself in Ripple. I like that. Where I have my concerns have always been, okay, is the white paper modern enough? Is the white paper aligned? Is the GitHub updated? These are the kind of things that will keep me awake at night because I want to see the project progress. And we'll talk about that. But let's have a look at this. So what we have, of course, naturally. Now, the reason why this is happening, we'll just take you back, just clear this a little bit. So what you're seeing here, every time we had like these little peaks, right? Minor, this is all within the straight line of the chart. That's absolutely fine. Then we had this, descending channel there, and then a breakout. This is classic. But what you saw is the peaks, some profit taken there, and then of course, second summit up to $3, some profit taken there. This is all natural, in my opinion. And if you look at 30 days, so what we're starting to see is now the lifetime of the project. Are you early? Are you late? Are you in the middle? And it's all basic stuff, guys. There's other research that you do, but sometimes you don't realize the obvious. So in the last 7 days, the last 14 days, I don't really work with 24-hour or 1 hour. It doesn't really offer me any insights, but what it does is these longer time frames, of course, and the 1 year, which this project is not alive yet. So we are down 24%, 25% discount on 14-day high on Epic Chain, this is exactly where whales take profits, right? So for me, so far, so good. The chart is now in a very good support range, and I'm okay with that. Now, 24 hours, like I said, I don't work to this, but I do see that there has been profit taken in the last few days. So where are we sitting with the market cap? 64 million. I think this is a you know, this fully diluted number gives Epic Chain a very good, at least from a retail perspective. Now we know we don't really have massive dilution. I'm very happy with the 10 million that's generated through the likes of Binance. So listings are good and the tokenomics are excellent. Okay. What people don't understand, and sometimes what people don't really get, so this is the other side of the coin, right, is all of the things that has to be done in a project in order for that project to be successful. So far it's going on the hype, the marketing, and of course the white paper is here as a doc. I tried to download this. It's, for me, it's wordy, right? It is Epic Chain AI driven entertainment blockchain, right? This is where I have Epic Chain's externity chain originated from digital collectibles marketplace. We know this. Lionel Messi and all of these references, we know this. But what I would like to see happen is, first of all, this page is not, it's not really long enough. And of course, they give you reference to the website. But if you are linking this as a white paper, I feel like it's kind of a rush job. You need to put a proper white paper into CoinGecko and into CoinMarketCap, right? So we have their manifesto. Epic isn't just another layer 2. So these guys are really smart, right? What they've done is they've put the narrative, they took that, and their website looks fantastic. Their white paper, not so. I want to see a better white paper that justifies, okay, a lot of heavy marketing stuff right now, but I want to see the white paper that is absolutely giving you an exact roadmap of where this is going, right? This ain't good enough. This is what is this? 2 pages? Not good enough at all. So I do have those concerns. The other concern that I have is if you go to the, they've got a GitHub, right? But nothing is gone in there. You know, this is, what is this? Repository 6, overview. Like, the assumption here is that people like us don't go back there, but MetaMask browser intention and okay. MetaMask curated staking contracts. Come on. What are we working on? What are we doing? So that would be the critical thing for me. Is it all front facing? Because it is everything we love as consumers. We love the fact that it's working with Ripple. We love the fact that we don't question. This is the era of the walking dead. The average investor is a zombie. They sleepwalk into things. They question nothing. And the people that know how to manipulate that, as I'll talk about another project in a minute, are those people that keep taking the money, right? So I love you, Epic. I'm a big supporter, of course. This is a great project. It ticks all the metrics. I just feel like sometimes we are seeing exactly what we want to see and not exactly what the project does. So get a white paper up. It is, you know, update the GitHub, get the team to regularly check, update the repository, advertise or highlight the fact that you are a serious project and you've got all of these publicly available repositories that people can actually go and see exactly what you're doing. Okay, so the first one is Epic. So for me, Epic scores a very high level, with the exception of things like the white paper, the clarity of that. So I would give Epic a very good score of, for me, in terms of everything that they've done so far. I'd probably say Epic is a solid 7 out of 10, right? And they would get 10 out of 10 if they respond to my AMA on behalf of the community, because we would ask these questions in the open. But that's very, very, you know, that's high 7, you know, maybe early 8s for Epic Chain. Now, the next one. A lot of people in my community have been asking me to review Doodle. So Doodle is a $21 million, fully diluted $28 million project with a trading volume of $3 million. Tokenomics are excellent as far as I can see. A little bit of the tokens locked up, but they are excellent. Okay, so let's have a look at our kind of assessment days: 5 days, 7 days, 14 days, 30 days. This is all, and this hasn't been around for the year, right? So this all lines with the current market dip, right? So you have to understand this is part of the overall macro picture. And if we look at the chart, it came out, so probably pre-sale or whatever, the launch back in May, 12th of May. And you can see profit taking, of course. And now it's going through that consolidation phase. Okay. Highest it's got to was around this level here, between that 0.29 and 0.28 levels. The market cap is small enough. And for me, as a project on Solana, it requires us to dig deeper into Doodles. So what do? We need to give it the same assessment as every other project. In fact, we need to go extra hard to let the community know what this is and how we can take advantage. So from a chart perspective wise, it has the ability to consolidate and to move up, right? But what we want to do is we want to put it through all of the same tests that we would do with every single project. And in this particular case, we are seeing the all-time high of 0.0087 is now 4 months ago, and that's 65, basically 68% down from its all-time high. So from a marketing perspective, so let's give this project a follow, right? So what do we have here is we've got the likes of, so it's an NFT project as well. Let's have a look at the Doodleverse. I came to know about this project last night because somebody dropped it in the comments. What we have essentially, let's see the holders. So first of all, we've got great number of holders. Okay, the number of holders here are, for me, excellent for a project that's not known by many people. Next thing we're gonna do is go to Nansen. Okay, let's go to Nansen, Nansen.ai, Nansen.ai. Let's go here. And the reason we want to go to Nansen is we want to grab the contract address. We've already done this for the likes of Epic Chain, but we want to see visually what the contract is saying. Okay, I'm impressed with the volume. I'm impressed with the fact that the project is, in terms of volume, picking up again. And I am not surprised that day one candle doesn't really do anything for me. It's all about how it consolidates. But what you're noticing here, and this is quite significant, you are noticing a balance uptake after the initial dump as the price comes down. So here's the top 100, of course, increasing their balance. Smart money is holding about 309,000. Public figures have dumped. So this is exactly classic example of when a project works with whales, this happens. These public figures just take the tokens and dump. And this has been a very big topic this week in the markets. Of course, whales dumping 28%. However, I would say the overall thinking here is, you see the whale here? This whale has dumped 7 days ago. They sold 17.2 million tokens. Shit. So this is why you want to notice what's going on, right? That was valued at a 4,262. So this is a lot. Balance was 1.6 billion. And of course, from that balance, they started to ship out a lot of these tokens. Now, what I would say is that's a good sign. Let the whales come out. This is still early on DEX. So from that perspective, I do like the fact that this has now started to mature, and you are seeing the project website. I think it's a super duper cool. The NFTs, as somebody reminded me in our group, the NFT, I think it was trading over 20 or whatever ETH it was. So this is a next generation entertainment company focused on immersive storytelling through creation of distribution of live and digital experience, original content, and lifestyle products. Okay, so it's super duper cool. I do like this. Again, Ben Toaston, co-founder, the artist behind Doodles, native Hamilton, Ontario. This looks decent. I think from the current market, the fact that there is no exchange, huge exchange listing, it's on Mexi, you can buy it on DEX, BitUnix, and the trading volume is healthy. Okay, so from this perspective, this one gets a massive tick for me. I would give it again a score of my score would be about, probably I would say 6.5 on the fact that out of 10, which is very good, by the way. I'm doing this in a critical lens, and that is I gave 7 to Epic, 7 to 8. That's because Epic is already on Binance. It's a big project, right? So this is going to be a very decent buy, in my opinion. I think this has a very good isometric bet. And of course, the tokenomics need to be studied a bit more. You still have those tokens out of circulation, but it tells me this is the kind of chart I want to watch. The project has all of the ingredients to be able to succeed and do well. I don't see any GitHubs. I don't see anything else on here. Perhaps maybe we need to know what they're working on next. Of course, for that, they are updating people through social media, right? So this is a InfoFi slash, this project is there's a real company behind it, basically. And I like the graphics, the leaderboards, everything they publish. It looks so decent at the moment, but there are a few missing pieces. So again, very good risk to reward ratio. The next project is, guys, this is Well Liberty Financial. Now, for this to go to $1, because you don't see the full chart here, be at a $6 billion market cap, be at a fully $24 billion market cap, have a trading. This is every exchange and their dog trading this. Have you ever heard of extraction? Have you ever heard of liquidity sucking? Well, these efforts are absolutely primed to do that. The average retail is so monstrously dumb that they don't question anything. They FOMO now. I've put out the early investment rounds, the pre-sale rounds. People just had to KYC. They could have got this for 1 to 7 cents, right? This has been out for a long time. They are screwing the hell out of the market with this. I would never, ever, principally speaking, touch this shit, right? For those of you who want me to spell Well Liberty Financial, we got into the pre-sale, man. A lot of people went and doxed themselves in order to grab this project. So this is an extraction. This is the same as friggin' Melania. This is the same as Trump. Sick and tired of these people. F Well Liberty Finance, right? And now Well Liberty Financial. Okay. W or WTF, right? For me, nah. I'm not going to try and enrich the next Rothschilds, the dynasty. The reason I say that is if you were in super early, I'd understand. But these guys are up 20x on their investment and they just dumped it, right? Now, you could argue this is going to go to 100 billion, and I'm sure it probably will. But from a principle standpoint, I'm not buying it, man. I'm not paying for Baron Trump's grandchild, man. You see how effed up this is? Like, this is all extraction. They've been nothing but a distraction to crypto since they've been in office, man. I never forget what they've done to us in those early days. This is not, for me, something to look at. And thanks for that brother who was asking my opinion for this. But I'd rather move on to real builders, real projects, real value for my community. And I think over time, we will get an absolute banger here in AIO the Computer, which is down 68%. This is a project that is technically almost 9 out of 10 in terms of the real fundamentals. Now, those would argue, even if we gave it 8 out of 10, and you're saying, DXB, you like this. Well, I like this for, first of all, this is real value. This is value, guys. This is not a joke. $8. I hope this comes down to $5 AIO the Computer. If it does, I would love to be the owner of a decent bag of AIO the Computer. Why is that? It is built on the permaweb. It is a hyper parallelized computer. We know there are only so few companies building something fundamental. And of course, at $41 million market cap with a very low trading volume, the only exchange of reputable note here is Bybit, right? Bybit is the only decent exchange that they have. So there is no volume there. And of course, circulating supply tokenomic design is quite smart in terms of inflation. And this is being up nothing. I don't look at these two metrics, 24. That doesn't mean anything to me. This is where I base my buying decisions on, right? So this is a superb chart that recently broke down, right? And I believe this will form a coil for this chart to go nuts. So AIO the Computer for me, from a fundamental standpoint, from a market cap standpoint, from a fundamental standpoint, AIO the Computer for me gets a score similar to Epic, maybe even slightly higher, because Sam Williams is the Don, and this might be one of those that does really, really well for you. Okay, so objectively speaking here, guys, we have reviewed 4 projects. We've scribbled down on the reasons as to why each one of these gets a score. Of course, World Liberty Financial is just against my constitution, my own DXB constitution, man. Like I told you, I've put out a 10-page post about World Liberty Financial a year ago. You know, Mans could have grabbed that for 1.7 cents to about 7 cents. But yeah, stay away from it. There you go. 4 projects reviewed. 3 of them are bangers. And of course, the decision is yours, guys. I hope you are seeing what the market is doing today. There's no need to panic, man. We are in this shit for the long term, in my opinion, over 2 cycles. But there are plenty of good discounts in the market. Take advantage, guys. Stay smart, stay healthy, stay DXB, and I'll catch you on the next one.